Evicting a tenant can seem like a complicated process, but in this video, we'll quickly explain the eviction laws in Arkansas and outline some simple steps landlords can take to initiate an eviction. In this video, we'll talk about what the eviction process looks like, Arkansas laws that determine how evictions are handled, and how to legally remove a non-compliant tenant from a property. Be sure to watch to the end of this video to find a link to a fillable eviction notice. First, what is an eviction? Eviction is the process of legally removing a tenant. It's illegal for a landlord to change locks on a property or physically remove a tenant from that property, even if the tenant has done something wrong. If the tenant refuses to leave after violating the terms of a lease agreement, a landlord must seek an eviction from the court. An eviction is different from the simple termination of a lease. A landlord can opt not to renew a lease after the specified term has ended. There is no need to involve a court in this process. In Arkansas, if a tenant breaches the terms of a lease agreement, the landlord can serve the tenant with what's known as a notice to quit. A form called a 3-day notice to quit can be served on a tenant whose rent payment is more than 5 days overdue. This gives the tenant 3 days to vacate the property. If a tenant has breached the conditions of the lease in some way that's not related to the payment of rent, the landlord can serve a 14-day notice to quit. An example of another violation is having a forbidden pet. The 14-day notice to quit informs the tenant to either fix the problem within 14 days or risk eviction. There's also a form known as a 30-day notice to quit, which is generally used to end a month-to-month lease and not because a tenant is in breach of the terms of the lease. If the breach is fixable and the tenant hasn't fixed it within the allotted time, the landlord can file 4 documents in Arkansas Circuit Court to get an eviction proceeding underway. The first form is called the cover sheet. Next is the summons. This is a formal notice to the tenant that a lawsuit is being filed. The third is the complaint. This is a form that outlines the violations committed by the tenant. The final form provides notice of the landlord's intent to issue a writ of possession. What this means is that the landlord intends to get the court to officially give back possession of the property. The landlord must obtain the services of a process server to serve these documents on the tenant. If the tenant does not respond within 5 days, the landlord can apply for a writ of possession, which is a court order that gives possession of the property back to the landlord. A landlord is also entitled to sue the tenant for damages including unpaid rent and court costs. We've got everything you need to get eviction proceedings going in Arkansas, from eviction notices to court documents, and you can access all of them at the link below. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more videos about legal issues in business, real estate, and more.